Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome back. Today is Monday, August 7th. Let's check out the overall stocks that we're watching for today. Starting off with Disney. Disney actually has earnings this Wednesday. As you guys know, I do not trade earnings the day of, but I look for opportunity before and after. So in this case, we're going to look for opportunity after. Just want to bring up Disney just because it's going to be one of the biggest stocks this week to have earnings. I believe Roblox and other companies are announcing UPS as well. But Disney should be a big mover, especially as you guys can see, Disney was trading at 122 and it's trading at 186. And this is only the 180 day. So if we go to the 1 year, you guys can see that we basically went from that 126 and we've been overall on a downtrend towards 86. So this earnings is going to be a major pivot point for Disney, especially since the low it's been in the year is going to be $84. If we do break that zone, we could possibly go lower towards 80, maybe even 70, maybe even lower. So let's see what happens. Let's see if Disney's still going through hardships. Let's see if their viewer count is going up. And let's see if they're actually making some money and what do they see for the overall future. Remember, when earnings does happen, they do give an overall outlook for the next upcoming months, and that's going to be the major move for the stock after it announces its earnings. Next stock we're going to talk about is actually earnings continuation. We're going to talk about Apple. Let's jump over towards the 1 year. You guys can see Apple basically had a nice drop for earnings. They said the next upcoming months are going to be slower for the stock. You guys can see Apple basically on the RSI is very oversold. So a lot of people may be looking for opportunity to dip buy Apple at these areas, especially since Apple is oversold. You guys can see typically when Apple is oversold on the 1 year, we're on the 1 year, 1 day right now. That typically when Apple's oversold on the 1 year, you guys can see that's when people look for opportunities to buy the dip for long-term possible trades. And you guys can see right now, Apple is oversold. So a lot of people may be looking over here for possible long-term positions. So let's see what overall happens. You guys can see even in the past, oversold, stock pushes back up. So let's definitely see what happens. 1 year is still crossed down, 180 days still crossed down. We are in the blue zone on the 180 day. This is the 180 day 4 hour now. We are in the blue zone on the RSI on the 180 day, which means that, hey, this basically can continue to go lower. And it's a high risk short position if you do believe Apple's going to go lower, right? MACD is still crossed down. If we look at the support resistance levels, we are at a key support level at 181.80. You guys can see that 181.80 basically was support in the past. Once we break this level, we could start going to 180 and we could start going to 176, which was support in the past as well too. So Apple can continue its downtrend, or it could possibly look for some type of bounce right now. If we do bounce, let's jump over towards the 20-day. 1 hour, you guys can see we are still below that 20-day trade line. We've been continuing underneath it since before earnings, actually. So we are still below it. We have a support over here. So if we are looking for a long position, we at least want to see a break of 182.84, and then we can start pushing up towards 185. On the break of 185, that is going to be the 180-day trade line, right? And you guys can see if we break that 185, we can start pushing up maybe even to a 190 or 190-ish. That's going to be where the 1 year trade line is, and that's going to be a major decision zone for this overall stock. Let's jump back over towards the 20-day because we see something special going on over here with that special thing. RSI is oversold and the MACD is actually crossing up. So let's see. Make sure you guys set your alerts. If Apple starts to break above this 183 zone, Apple is prime contender for a possible bounce. Let's see what happens. It doesn't have to happen. We're just setting alerts just so we're aware if it does happen. Let's jump over towards Tesla. Tesla has been trapped in a range between this 274 and this 250 level. You guys can see we're going sideways. If we look at Tesla on the 1 year, Tesla is still crossed down right now. Tesla's crossed down on the 1 year MACD. RSI still has room to go. So Tesla has been actually on a bearish movement basically since July 20th. And we've basically been holding below the 20-day trade, 1 year trade line. So that is basically a bearish activity. If Tesla does break this 250, we could start going down towards 239. If you guys look at it on the 1 year, Let's drop down towards the 180 day. 180-day MACD looks like it's trying to cross down with room to go. And we are below the 180-day trade line as well. So we could actually fill up this gap to the downside. Make sure you guys watch out for that. To the upside, you guys want to watch for a break of 256, and we could start going to 260. If we go to the 20-day on Tesla, if you go to the 20-day on Tesla, 20-day is crossed down right now. RSI has room to the downside, has room to the upside. But overall, the candles are below 20-day trade line. They're below the 1-year trade line, and they're below the 180-day trade line. So definitely want to watch to see if Tesla breaks 253 today, and we can start going 250. 250 could possibly be a double bounce, right, or a double bottom. So let's see what happens. If we break 250, you guys know that we have that nice drop to the downside. Keep that in mind. So overall, keep a key eye out for basically Tesla 256 to 261 or 253 down towards 250 and possibly lower, especially since a lot of charts are pointing bearish on Tesla. Let's see if they have any news today. Elon Musk is looking for funding for hydrogen funding, I guess on EV truck. Nothing really crazy, no upgrades or downgrades. So definitely want to just keep this in mind and just set your alerts above and below. Next one and the last one we're going to talk about is SPY. SPY has been going through it lately. This is the 180 day. You guys can see we are basically trading at 460 levels over here, and we basically came down. I think this is a glitch candle. Let's see what happens. But overall, I think SPY above 448 or 449, we could start pushing up towards 450. Right now, the MACD is crossed down. We're in a major decision zone, meaning the MACD is right here. I mean, not the MACD, the trade line is right here at 448, and we have the SMA sitting right here. So that SMA can actually act as some type of support when the stock is above it. But overall, that MACD looks like it's trying to squeeze the stock down. So this is a major decision zone. We're either going to bounce off the SMA, break the trade line, and skyrocket from 448 or 449 up towards this 451 zone, or we're going to break to the downside basically from below that 447 zone, 447, and then we could possibly start going down towards 445 and maybe lower. If we jump over towards the 1 year, I believe the MACD is cross bearish on this chart over here. We're cross bearish over here with room to drop. So SPY has actually a lot of room to drop if you're looking at the 1 year. And even if you look at the 5 year, just want to see where the 5 year trade line is. 5 year trade line is 442. Definitely want to watch to see if we break 442 on the 5 year. We've been doing such a good job. Normally, I don't even look at the 5 year, but we've been doing such a good job holding that 5 year trade line. As you guys can see, we kind of double bottom or triple bottom over here on the SMA on the 5 year. We've been kind of holding above it. So if we do start to break below like 442, and then we could start possibly going back down towards those 300 levels. That's like the bearish case scenario. So make sure you guys keep that in mind. Overall, let's jump over towards the 20 day. Looking at the 20 day, you guys can see the 28 is slightly crossed up right now. If it does cross down, we could get that bearish activity. If not, we could get some choppy action and probably a move to that upside from 448 to break up the 180-day trade line towards that 451. That's going to be it. Hopefully, you guys have a green positive day. Make sure you guys use stop loss. Make sure you guys cut losses quickly. Make sure you guys hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.